High heels are now indispensable to women's fashion. Have you ever wondered about their history? In the West, historians generally believe that high heels date back to the Persian Empire in the 10th century. Surprisingly, they were invented for men. Soldiers wore them in order to stand up in their stirrups while riding horses. However, the earliest written record of high-heeled shoes is a Chinese poem dating back to the 6th century. It describes a noblewoman's shoes that make her look like standing on the stairs. There's no picture of such footwear, but Chinese historians say they probably looked like these platform shoes. In case you've heard of foot binding in China, that was only a dark page of Chinese history. It first originated in the 10th century, but was not commonly practiced until the 16th century. From the 16th to the 19th century, upper-class Chinese women usually had bound feet. They often wore small high-heeled shoes like this tiny pair. Even so, from 1644 to 1911, the royal family in China came from an ethnic minority. Their women didn't practice foot binding. These are their high-heeled shoes in a normal size. The royal family tried to ban foot binding among their subjects, but failed. Ironically, foot binding was finally abolished after the monarchy turned into a republic in the early 20th century. Then Chinese women began to wear high-heeled shoes exactly the same as those in the West. That happened nearly 3 centuries after European noblemen adopted high-heeled shoes from Persians in the 17th century. One of the most famous historical figures associated with the high heel is King Louis XIV of France. He loved shoes with red heels and soles. Centuries later, French luxury shoe designer Christian Louboutin mirrored the style. By the late 17th century, women had also started to wear fashioned heels. However, heels fell into disfavor after the French Revolution. That was when Europeans wanted democracy and therefore disliked things associated with royalty, including high heels. Later on, the 19th century saw the return of the high heel, but strictly for women only. By that time, the Age of Enlightenment had made men see themselves as rational beings, so they found high heels too irrational for them. High heels have been linked to femininity ever since. The stiletto was born in the 1950s thanks to technological advances. More technological progress has generated more varieties of high-heeled shoes. Some of them may look casual. However, doctors recommend saving high heels for special occasions only. It's better to wear flats or heels lower than 1.5 inches at all other times. This is helpful advice for all high heel lovers to keep in mind.